governed by principles beyond pi and gravity, there is the discovery of the ever-extending list of what no longer governs grief. Grief will not be governed by the calendar, for its pages have finite corners, each holds a series of hypnotic squares. A falsehood is uttered there, which says, wait for healing. Lurk awkwardly until it goes away. Meanwhile, the leash is tightly gripped, and grief is not permitted to look ahead or leave freely. Grief will not be governed by will, for as desire's pendulum swings from would that it never had happened, or when will it happen again, it is fed from an underground spring cocooned in flesh, an empty loyalty to the fleeting world. Grief will not be governed by events, nor the ever-changing source of incoming messages. Grief will not acquiesce to my heartfelt reaching into the crowd for a meaningful touch, for the crowd is governed by its own heartache, and it cannot provide sustenance nor true escape. The true end of grief is remembering eternity's stamp on my passport. The true beginning of healing is to be lowered through the ceiling, catching the rabbi's wink, and becoming a patient in an earthly waiting room. The doctor will see you now. I'm ready. Thus, grief will only freely depart when it is welcomed home as a prodigal and invited to stay forever. Grief can only leave when the walls of the fortress, which was its only defense against it, are dissolved to release it. Grief must finally become our spouse, our lover, and it must take our name to become us, to teach us that it is only by noticing our separation that we can become whole again. Thank you.